Imagine a simple, science-backed strategy that not only helps you lose fat but also improves your energy, sharpens your mind, and promotes longevity. It's not a pill, and it doesn't cost a dime. The key? Intermittent fasting. We're diving deep into the power of fasting, how it reshapes your health, and why it might be the simplest way to take control of your body. What's more, intermittent fasting isn't just a trend. It's a return to how our bodies are designed to function. Our ancestors didn't have access to a constant food supply, and their bodies adapted to periods of feast and famine. So we're learning how to harness those natural mechanisms to lose weight, improve health, and enhance performance, and we're going to explore all of that in this video. Most of us have been taught that weight loss is all about calories in versus calories out. But what if I told you that this model is fundamentally flawed? Dr. Fung, a world-renowned expert on intermittent fasting, explains that the problem isn't just the number of calories we eat, but the way our hormones tell our bodies to store fat. And the main culprit here is insulin. When you eat, especially carbohydrates, your insulin spikes. This hormone, while essential for regulating blood sugar, also instructs your body to store fat. Over time, constant eating and snacking lead to chronically high insulin levels, making it almost impossible for your body to burn fat. Even if you cut calories, if your insulin stays high, your body won't tap into its fat stores. Instead, it's locked in a state of fat storage. This is why so many people struggle with diets. They aren't addressing the hormonal imbalance. What's crucial here is understanding that fat storage isn't just a byproduct of overeating, but of improper hormonal signals. For example, insulin resistance, a condition where the body's cells become less responsive to insulin, leads to even more insulin being produced and, therefore, more fat storage. This is why calorie counting alone often leads to frustration. It's not just the quantity of food, but the body's response to it that dictates weight gain or loss. Here's where intermittent fasting comes into play. By extending the time between meals, you allow your insulin levels to drop, unlocking your body's ability to burn stored fat. Dr. Fung describes intermittent fasting as a natural and free tool to lose weight and improve your health. It's not about restricting calories, but about giving your body a break from constantly digesting food. Think about it. Humans evolved in environments where food wasn't always available. Our bodies are designed to handle periods of fasting, using stored fat for energy during times of scarcity. When you fast, you allow insulin to drop, and this tells your body to switch from storing fat to burning it for fuel. Beyond just weight loss, intermittent fasting offers a chance to correct years of metabolic imbalance. When done consistently, fasting improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your body requires less insulin to manage blood sugar. This creates a ripple effect where not only does fat burning become easier, but your overall risk for metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes decreases significantly. It's a powerful, multifaceted approach to better health. Contrary to popular belief, fasting doesn't slow your metabolism or make you feel sluggish. In fact, studies show that during fasting, your metabolism can increase by up to 14%. Dr. Fung emphasizes that when you fast, your body doesn't shut down. It switches to burning stored energy, fat, and you become more energized. This is because fasting activates the sympathetic nervous system, or what's commonly referred to as the fight or flight system. Your body knows that if it's not getting energy from food, it needs to tap into its own reserves. This is why many people report feeling more alert, focused, and even energetic during fasting. Think about the last time you skipped breakfast. You were probably more awake than after a heavy meal. Additionally, fasting encourages the production of norepinephrine, a hormone that boosts fat burning and keeps you alert. This increase in alertness is not just anecdotal, it's part of how your body is wired for survival. During periods of fasting, your brain stays sharp and your body remains primed for action, which is why many high performers use fasting to enhance both mental and physical performance. Intermittent fasting isn't just about losing fat, it's also about long-term health. One of the most fascinating benefits of fasting is something called autophagy. This process, which was recognized with a Nobel Prize in 2016, involves your body cleaning out damaged cells and regenerating new ones. Dr. Fung says, fasting is like hitting the reset button on your body. It's a way for your cells to repair themselves, which could have profound effects on aging and disease prevention. Autophagy helps reduce the risk of chronic illnesses like cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. By giving your body time to rest from constant digestion, fasting triggers this self-cleaning mechanism, leading to healthier cells and a stronger immune system. This is why intermittent fasting is often touted as a longevity tool. The benefits of autophagy extend to cellular health, reducing oxidative stress, and improving the body's ability to handle inflammation. By periodically allowing your body to undergo this process, you aren't just burning fat, you're rejuvenating your entire system. This could be why intermittent fasting is linked to not only longer life, but also a higher quality of life as you age. Now let's address some of the common myths that keep people from trying intermittent fasting. First, people often think they'll lose muscle during a fast. The truth? When you fast, your body increases the production of growth hormone, up to 5 times the normal level. Growth hormone not only preserves muscle, but it also encourages fat burning. As Dr. Fung explains, the body isn't stupid. It's not going to burn muscle when it has fat stores available. Another myth is that fasting will make you overeat once you break the fast. Research shows that while you may feel hungry initially, fasting actually reduces your overall appetite over time. This is because fasting helps reset your hunger hormones, including leptin and ghrelin, so that you feel full after eating less. Finally, there's a common misconception that fasting leads to low energy or brain fog. In reality, the opposite is true for most people. The increased production of ketones, byproducts of fat burning, provides a steady and efficient fuel source for the brain. This explains why fasting often leads to better cognitive function and focus, rather than sluggishness. When people first hear about intermittent fasting, they often wonder how to get started and whether it's something they can realistically incorporate into their lives. Dr. Jason Fung often highlights how the key to fasting is simplicity. There's no need for an extreme approach. What matters is finding a method that fits naturally into your routine. A common starting point, for instance, is a 12-hour fast, which essentially means not eating after dinner until breakfast the next morning. This is something many people already do without realizing it. By gradually extending that fasting period, people can begin to experience the benefits of lowering insulin levels without making dramatic changes to their lifestyle. Hydration is another important factor to consider. Dr. Fung frequently mentions that staying well hydrated during fasting periods is critical. Water, black coffee, or tea can help reduce feelings of hunger and keep energy levels stable. This simple practice can make fasting much more manageable, especially for those new to it. Many people are surprised to find that they can go longer without food when they remain hydrated, which supports the body's metabolism and helps curb hunger. It's also interesting to note how flexible fasting can be. Fasting doesn't require strict schedules or rules. Rather, it can be adapted to fit different lifestyles and preferences. Whether someone opts for the popular 16-to-8 method, 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window, or chooses a different pattern, what matters most is consistency. Dr. Fung often talks about how fasting can be a long-term lifestyle choice rather than a temporary diet. By listening to your body and adjusting as needed, fasting becomes sustainable and easier to follow over time. Additionally, fasting should never feel like a struggle. Dr. Fung emphasizes that if fasting causes excessive discomfort or fatigue, it may be a sign that the fasting window needs adjustment. Everyone's experience with fasting is different, so it's important to approach it in a way that works best for the individual. The idea is to ease into fasting rather than jumping straight into long fasting windows. Starting small allows the body to adapt, making the process smoother and more effective in the long run. Fasting doesn't just help with weight loss. It can also boost your mental and physical performance. Many athletes and entrepreneurs use fasting to sharpen their focus and increase their energy levels. When you fast, your body shifts from burning glucose, sugar, to burning fat for fuel, a more stable and long-lasting energy source. This is why people often report better concentration and mental clarity during fasting periods. Dr. Fung explains that fasting can enhance cognitive function because it reduces inflammation in the brain and increases the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which supports brain health. This makes intermittent fasting not just a tool for physical health, but also for boosting mental performance. The reduced inflammation also means that your brain can process information more efficiently, and you may feel more alert and productive throughout the day. There's also evidence that fasting can improve physical performance. By using fat as the primary energy source, fasting helps enhance endurance by stabilizing energy levels throughout a workout or a busy day. Many people who practice intermittent fasting notice that their workouts become more focused, and they feel lighter and faster as their bodies become better at using fat as fuel. Additionally, fasting has been shown to trigger the release of adrenaline, which not only boosts energy levels but also sharpens focus. This evolutionary mechanism helped our ancestors stay alert and energized during times of food scarcity, making them more effective hunters and gatherers. Today, we can use that same mechanism to enhance our daily performance, both mentally and physically. One of the biggest advantages of intermittent fasting is that it's sustainable. Unlike restrictive diets that focus on cutting out food groups or counting every calorie, fasting is flexible and can fit into almost any lifestyle. You don't have to give up your favorite foods. You simply need to adjust when you eat them. Dr. Fung believes that this flexibility is why intermittent fasting works for so many people long-term. Instead of feeling deprived or constantly hungry, fasting helps regulate your hunger hormones, making it easier to stick to over time. Fasting is a way to reduce your caloric intake naturally, without the constant battle of willpower, he says. Fasting also simplifies your day-to-day eating habits. Without the need to constantly plan and prepare meals, you can save time and energy, making it easier to focus on other aspects of your life. Many people find that fasting helps them develop a healthier relationship with food, where they eat mindfully and focus on nourishing their bodies during their eating windows, rather than obsessing over calories and portions. It also helps to know that intermittent fasting has been scientifically proven to work. A study published in the journal Obesity found that intermittent fasting led to greater fat loss and improved metabolic markers compared to traditional calorie restriction. So, you're not just relying on anecdotal success stories. There's solid research backing the long-term benefits of fasting for sustainable weight loss. When we step back and look at intermittent fasting, it becomes clear that it's more than just a trend. It's a practice deeply rooted in both human biology and scientific understanding. As Dr. Fung often points out, fasting isn't some new revolutionary idea, but rather a return to the way our bodies were designed to function. By giving the digestive system time to rest, we allow it to burn fat, repair cells, and naturally regulate the hormones that are at the core of weight management and health. One of the most compelling aspects of intermittent fasting is its simplicity. There's nothing complicated or extreme about it. It's a tool that anyone can incorporate into their life, in whatever form works best for them. Dr. Fung frequently emphasizes that fasting is about aligning with the body's natural rhythms, rather than fighting against them. It's not about eating less, but about giving the body the space it needs to function optimally. Looking ahead, it's interesting to consider how intermittent fasting could shape our approach to long-term health and disease prevention. The growing body of research suggests that fasting not only helps with fat loss, but also improves metabolic markers, reduces inflammation, and supports cognitive health. These benefits open up possibilities for using fasting as a preventative measure against some of the most common chronic illnesses today. And as more studies emerge, it's likely that we'll see fasting become a mainstream tool for improving both physical and mental well-being. At the end of the day, fasting is a flexible, sustainable practice that doesn't require complicated diets or drastic lifestyle changes. It offers a way for individuals to regain control over their health by working with their bodies, not against them. While it may not be a one-size-fits-all solution, its adaptability makes it accessible to many. And as Dr. Fung often reflects, perhaps the greatest benefit of fasting is the sense of empowerment that comes from understanding and applying it in a way that fits our unique needs and goals.